Welcome aboard, welcome back, all aboard. It's time for another episode of How Not to Game with Callie Jack. I'm Callie Jack. This is episode 21 in the Pak128 First Serious Try Series. And I finally got the Telford Collier one. The Birch Collier, Telford Birch. Birch Telford Collier, I should say. Fixed. I had to send it back to the bloody depot all the way in order to get it fixed, too. Now I'll be right back, and I'm going to let you ride along with him as he does his thing. And we'll see, because I left my coffee cup out in the kitchen. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And we've got the ferry mail extension for the ferries available, so we can start carrying mail. This is starting to look a lot better. He's already loaded, ready to go. Checking him, he's got 259 tons of coal. We can probably put a second line out here and go ahead and begin building that second line setup for him with some sidings along there to take and run a second line. Checking here at Telford. We're now finally down. That's the Collier that goes to the glass. Yeah, that's the Ips glass. The other train is still running right. And then all the way out here where we had Collier 2, I think he looks like he's actually running separate. All of our trains are running. They're running smoother. We are going to go ahead and at some point finish building up into the double diamond here, eliminate this and maybe even this stretch, though I like having this come out this way for the glass one. We're looking pretty good. Wow, what's that message? Is that the... Oh, and the closed car for freight is now available too. Good. Let's go ahead. I did start laying the groundworks that I need to do for the train offline. I'm sorry, but I am having to do some of this offline today just because the cough has returned. I'd also like to thank family members who sent funding to, how shall we say this politely, uh, support the feline patio occupational forces. There we go. And do a signal that way there and give him a mid signal while we're at it. We're going to do a cross signal here. Like that. Go ahead and blast that one. Connect him up there, but do a cross line there. That means that signal's not far enough in. So we'll take that signal up to about here. Put a signal there and a signal there. Now we can also make certain we connect that guy up. Eventually, at some point, these guys will start to realize this line over here exists and it's a straighter shot with fewer switches to cross. What are you doing? Birch Telford Collier. All right, Birch Collier. Collier, we need to look at your waypoint. You should have been going to right there. Oh, that's why. So we need to change him so that he doesn't do that stupid stunt. Okay. Eliminate you, insert here. Now everything should be good to go. Unfortunately, we still have some signaling issues. And those are going to take a little bit to fix. Go to depot. Blast that. Blast that. There we go. Well, he's bound and determined he's going to take and make things miserable. And of course, that's going to jam everything up. All right, you're going to the depot again. Now, coming from there, you need to go where? Send you back to this waypoint. No, we have a total jam up that has occurred. Okay. So we do need to start sending things to the depot to unjam. And let things roll through the way they're supposed to. There we go. Now everything should flow the correct way. We should be able to get him through here and lower those down to regular power lines. Let's go on back out to the depot and send those boys back out that we sent in here back out on the tracks. Good grief. Yeah, it's a little bit more finicky, and I'm having to be a lot more careful because I am getting a little bit careless here. It is time to blast that. Let's just do a standard power line across. Well, we're going to have to take him below that guy there. Get the power line across. Now we can take and go underneath him, I think. Yes. And that will let us do a blast here for a moment. We'll be back a little bit from the signals, but switches, but oh well. you doing? Telford Trotter, where's your slops? Why didn't you go in the right way? Well, we still have some signaling slop out here. I think it's just signals and waypoints at this point that are bugging us. We're going to keep seeing what we can do to keep cleaning this up a little bit further each and every time. I think if we get this junction squared away so that it's not quite as screw loose as it looks, we might get a better setup. There's a reason I say I am how not to game, guys. There is a reason. And I think we can even start clearing some of this out. Oh. There we go. And then put a new depot there. Hi there. You. Go to depot. I'm going to sell you. Oh, you had vehicles on you too that were stuck in there. You're not supposed to do that. And that'll leave us the space so that we can do a double line along here, shift him over one more, or take him over one more and then bring it up like that. Yeah. We'll figure this out. We will figure this all out. Double check, make certain I had nothing in that one, nothing in this one, and nothing in there. I am getting to the point where I could possibly get away with a second car on the red car line in Telford. And I think we're going to go ahead and do that. See if we can make some more money by doing that, because it looks like, yeah, he's full up. I think this is a good idea. We can get the second car rolling. I do need to take and drop some signals in order to do that. So we're going to have to set up signals. There we go. And that should let us function. There we go. Whew. What a game session, huh? Like I say, guys, I am how not to game. You want to see the screw ups? I'm the guy to show you the screw ups. And trust me, some of these screw ups are getting to be painful, even for me. Oh, now there's an error. Couple errors. So we're going to need this signal to be back here to bluey this signal. This guy, Send him to the depot. And we're going to take a look at that schedule. Yeah. So when we leave Telford, we actually need to come over to this side now. So let's insert a waypoint here, and we're going to remove that waypoint. And that should take care of his issues. But we're going to add another car to him. Once we get him out here. Good thing we got the obsolete vehicles turned on. I just had a feeling I'd need it, and that is a terrible thing, is to realize that you're going to go 3 years where you cannot dispatch new rail passenger lines other than, using streetcars, and that could be just painful. So we're going to put you down. We're going to grab a passenger car and then put the caboose behind him. And now, schedule, he needs to go to Telford and close and start. Make certain that he is the trotter. Going to Telford first, yes. Now that is the trotter, right? That's a good question. No, that's the tracker. Ah. Well, the tracker's a whole different story. I don't think we've got tracker fixed. Let's double check his waypoint. Nope, we got him fixed. Cool. All right. Well, this has been a good episode. I'm going to cut him short because we've had enough mistakes, enough of seeing. What are you doing? Collier 1. Okay, so we got to fix Collier 1. Oops. Insert. Collier 1's been fixed. This is the one problem when you do a shift or a rerouting of your lines, you do have to consider these kind of issues. This guy is going to have the same issue, I'll guarantee you that. That's why he's doing his double round. All right, so he is coming back from the waypoint. Okay, yep. So 241's the one I need to take out. Whoops. Hi. And we're going to add him. And he should now be good to go. Whew. Well, guys, I guess that's going to be it for this episode. It's going to be a lot of tracking down and fixing those routings with waypoints. That is the one problem with this, is where there's not an actual waypoint marker. You might want to use a sign to remind yourself that there's a waypoint here that you're going to have to reset. And I think that's a darn good idea. We want to mark ourselves because we're having so many problems with that. And I have a feeling down the road I'm going to have to fix this one more time. for an expansion, that we will need to consider this. So let's grab a sign, stick it in, and remind ourselves that there is waypoint resets needed at that spot. There are days when I wish it didn't say text. I wish it had put it into the sign or something like that. Hey, can't get everything the way we want it. Well, this is going to be our 6th episode today. I'm going to go ahead and load it on up, or at least the 6th uploaded, 5th recorded. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I'm Kelly Jack. Have a better day than I'm doing, and remember, do not game like me.